never go away because we did this. We went away. That's, I think, how you learn in schools regularly. You go away, do something, and then the expectations when you present for you is that the client will fall in love with your work, and for the client is that they will fall in love with the work. But a lot of the times, it doesn't happen. So it's like the worst situation of high expectations and low outcome. It's not good because it's natural. You've heard the brief, but you don't know them. You don't know the nuances of what's going on inside. You haven't really understood what the problem is. You can write it down, but sometimes, in me, well, sometimes I even I'm especially slow. You need to get into understanding. It's not just me, but there's a tip. So we've developed a method, and so we do a series of workshops with different methodology that we work with the client to generate collective intelligence. That's one of Wucho's bigger values. And by the time, there never is a big presentation. It's always a very nice and mellow falling slowly in love. So it's not, love at first sight ever. It's always love after a very slow build up. I think the key thing that you said there was that they want things to get accepted, but that's the wrong way of thinking to me. It's not about getting things accepted. It's about getting to a point where everybody in the table is happy, you and the client. When that happens, all is good. You need to do the working with the client. When I'm saying we develop the workshops, if we have specific methodology, we have workshops for values to understand the value with the client. We spend 2 hours just talking about values with the client. We have a workshop only for mood boarding. We understand what he likes, what he doesn't like, what his expectations are in terms of type, not type. If he likes uppercase, lowercase, if he likes what he likes, not likes, what makes sense or not. We spend 2 hours more talking with them. We spend 2 hours more talking about brand architecture. How should the services work? We spend 2 hours. So this is 2 hours 1 week, 2 hours 1 week, 2 hours 1 week. You're working, you're presenting things, you're showing things. By the time you've done the whole strategy part and that workshop part, you know everything of the client. You know what color he likes, he or she likes. You know the strategy for the company is. You know what he's worried about. You know what the tension points are. There's always tension points, like things like we want to be super prestigious, but we want to be super open to everybody. So it's like, okay, these two are conflicting. So when you manage to integrate that for in the project, then that's the solution. But you need to get to the point where he expresses that in terms of a problem, in terms of attention. So all these details is very rich. For them is a problem. I mean, imagine, like for you, imagine you have a studio, right? And you have a certain problem in some area, maybe economic, and you get a lawyer in, and you just give him, look, this is my problem. He has to come up back in a month and say, yeah, magic, I have solved everything. It just doesn't work. He needs to understand everything. You need to put in the time. And clients want to put in the time. They just don't know how to. So if you don't establish the time and the things to do with that time to be with the client and get the information, you don't know. By the time you know, you're not working about what you like. You're working about what you like and he likes. And then it works. But if it's just getting stuff accepted, he's like, okay, I don't care about what you're saying or doing because this got nothing to do with me. That's the extreme part. It doesn't happen all the time. But we leave a lot to our own intuition that we'll come up with a design, with a solution, because we think we know them. But knowing a person and a company takes time. And if you don't know, you're not thinking about them. But in your heart, you have the solution. It's going to be unique anyway. I think also people are very worried about getting who I am. Who you are doesn't exist. You decide that. You're always going to put a solution into the problem. And it will always be beautiful. It doesn't matter because you're doing it. It's like, you do a drawing, it'll be good, but you do a drawing of something else, it'll still be good. Now, what of everything that you can do also is good for the client. So, to me, the definition of success is collective intelligence. Everybody worked on it, and everybody is happy with the result. And it's not a compromise; it's an integration. It's different. We have this very bad compromise has a very bad publicity. And there's this bad idea of a giraffe is a galgo designed by a committee. That's stupid. I want a super galgo designed by everybody. But for this, you have to get talking. That was very long.